Hey guys, it's Melanie. Welcome back, or welcome if you are new. I hope you are having a fantastic day. In this video, I want to share a post-burn review of Yankee Candle Harvest. I recently purchased this along with several other kind of classic fall Yankee Candle fragrances because I am currently obsessed with this whole nostalgia vibe that I'm craving when it comes to home fragrance. I have really come to appreciate a lot of the fragrances that I used to enjoy in the past, and that I had kind of, I guess, maybe grown out of at one point and just kind of, left those types of fragrances in the dust in favor of new and exciting things that were coming out. But honestly, I really feel like, and maybe it's because I'm getting older, but sometimes looking back, it really is the most simple things, the most straightforward things in life that are maybe the easiest to enjoy. And also with fragrance having such a powerful effect on triggering memories, I think that as I'm getting closer to 50, I'm just feeling a lot more nostalgic about, I don't know, I guess the 1900s or whatever. But yeah, I enjoyed this fragrance in the past from Yankee, and it's been a good long while since I have burned Harvest, and I'm really glad to have it back in my collection. This is such a nostalgic, 1990s type of fragrance to my nose. It really is not crazy exotic. So if you are looking for a fall fragrance that has never been smelled before, this is not going to be it. What I find really interesting about this particular fragrance is that there is one specific note in here that when I saw it, so before going in store to shop, I went online and looked through a bunch of the fragrances and kind of got an initial list ready for myself, things that I knew I wanted to check out. And actually, when I saw that, hold on one second here. Sorry about that. My husband just came home from work and I had to go tell him that he needs to stay outside for the time being so that I could finish filming. My attention span is very short, and this man just bumbles around the house and makes so much noise. Bless his heart. I love him so much, but he is so loud, and I literally cannot focus on things when he is just in one of his hey, where's this? Where's that type of modes. So anyway, he's under the covered patio. He's not out in the sun. He's fine. He has the dogs and some lunch. He'll be great. Let's move on. Okay, so when I was, I believe I was talking about how I was making a list of things that I wanted, and when I was looking through the description of this one, I almost left it on my list because I was like, did they change this fragrance? I feel like these notes don't really match what I remember from this one. So anyway, I still went ahead and wrote it down on the list, and I was like, hey, definitely smell this because there's no way. There's no way. And thankfully, there is no way. Honestly, the notes that I am going to read off to you here on the website, they are just very, very different from, I feel like, what I actually smell in here. So anyway, we're going to get into all of that. So let's go ahead and review another amazing classic Yankee Candle fragrance. This one is so good. I've had a great burn experience with this one. I mean, look at how clean that jar is. I'm honestly really impressed with this new formulation. So anyway, let's go ahead and review this old school nostalgic fragrance from Yankee. All right, let's start by reading through the scent story here. They say that this is a sweet and spicy fragrance, the fragrance of the fall harvest, when everything feels abundant. A mellow combination of cinnamon and clove blended with notes of sweet apple and pumpkin create a warm, welcoming sanctuary at home. All right, these are the notes, the top notes. Red hot cinnamon, the middle notes, cinnamon leaf, the base notes, vanilla and musk. What do I actually smell here? Okay, first of all, there is no red hot cinnamon. It was immediately that red hot cinnamon when I saw that, you know, when I was doing my research. When I saw that, I was like, I don't remember this smelling like red hot cinnamon back in the day. How dare they? How dare they put red hot cinnamon in here and ruin it? That was kind of my reaction at first. Listen, there is no red hot cinnamon here. I don't know if my nose maybe has become immune to it. I don't think it has. I have certainly smelled it in some other candles recently. Red hot cinnamon is very distinct and I do not like it. When something smells like that, what was that gum called? The cinnamon gum, Big Red. Ooh, do you guys remember Big Red gum? Hork, gross. My brother loved it. He would literally buy just packs of Big Red gum, and because we were super antagonistic towards each other, like he would put a big wad of it in his mouth, and then every time he walked by me, he would blow in my face with his red hot cinnamon breath, and nothing just enraged me more. If you were wondering what I was angry about as a teenager, it was that. It was my brother blowing that stupid red hot cinnamon scent in my face. I don't know what it is. It just is, I don't think it's good. I don't know how people do it, but I do not smell that in here at all. Do I smell a cinnamon leaf? Yes, I think I do smell a cinnamon leaf. And I do smell a light, like Ceylon gourmand cinnamon. I definitely get cinnamon here, but it is not that spicy red hot cinnamon at all. That is just not, it's just not present to my nose. So a nice, like soft Ceylon cinnamon, absolutely. Do I get a nice hint of clove? Yes, there's definitely clove in here, but it's not super like aggressive. It's just like a hint of clove. Now, it's not mentioned here, but I also very much smell nutmeg in here. I love nutmeg. I can definitely smell it in the formulation. It's just not listed. Vanilla, yes, I do actually smell a nice creamy vanilla that runs throughout this. The musk, I don't think this smells musky to my nose, but I do also smell a slight apple note in here as well as a slight pumpkin. Those are listed in the fragrance story, but not in the actual notes. I do smell some apple, not a ton, but I do smell some apple and a little bit of pumpkin in this harvest here. It's very interesting to me to compare these notes to what this actually smells like. I just think for me, looking at this description, like had I just been ordering online, I would have seen that red hot cinnamon and just said absolutely not. Especially because now that there aren't as many Yankee stores around, it's a little more difficult to return candles if they, you know, if they're not your vibe. So if you have been curious about this one, but you've held back because of that specific cinnamon note, which I think if that was present in here, it would be a totally different fragrance to my nose. I think that that red hot cinnamon would have completely, probably negated all of these other notes that I actually do smell in here, because it's just so, it's just such a potent note, you know? Like it's definitely something that tends to overtake a lot of other fragrance notes when it's featured in home fragrance. And it's just so aggressive. And I just don't feel like that's what this fragrance is. This is a very soft, very definitely delicious, spicy, but not overly spicy gourmand fragrance. I think this smells like a very classic 90s type of fragrance because of the simplicity here. This is not overly, you know, filled with a bunch of different fragrance notes. There's nothing exotic about this blend. There's nothing that makes it overly unique, but it is really well executed. I love this cinnamon. I love the clove in here. I love that nutmeg. I like that little hint of that sweet apple that's referenced, that little bit of creamy pumpkin, the vanilla. It's basic. It is very basic, but I think it is one of those fragrances that just smells very inviting, very warm, very welcoming. And I'm glad that I went ahead and stuck my nose in it, because I really did. I was kind of afraid that I was gonna smell it in store and then I was gonna have one of those moments where I would just be mad about Yankee changing something that honestly didn't need to be changed. But I feel like this smells like what it used to smell like. It smells great. I love it. If you're curious about it, I would highly, highly recommend it. Definitely worth checking out. The strength and the throw. It's going well with this one, you guys. This is, I would say, somewhere between a 7 and an 8 in terms of strength. It's a good solid 7 in terms of throw. I seem to be having a really good experience so far for the most part. Golden Pumpkin was a little bit of the exception here. I reviewed that one yesterday, but with that one, I just am really struggling with the wicks. I'm not struggling with these wicks. You can actually see those flames kind of coming over top of the label there. In terms of the overall burn quality, I am also really pleased with how this harvest has been performing. I'll go ahead and turn this to the side so that you can see the full wax pool here. By the way, this has not even been lit for 2 hours, and this is the wax pool that I have. I do think that having a nice deep wax pool like this is what is helping with that overall strength and throw. Just a really nice clean burn here. I know there are a lot of people who are not pleased with the newer formulation because they really preferred the paraffin, but I have to say, like, the difference in the burn to me personally, as someone who, you know, used to burn a lot of Yankees in the past when they were paraffin compared to how they're burning now, I much prefer this. There is no discoloration really with the wax. There is no soot collecting on the sides of the jar. These wicks are doing great. These wicks are much better than the ones on my Golden Pumpkin, which, you know, that one is just a little problematic. Love the fragrance, but it is definitely a stinker when it comes to the wicks. But this one, absolutely zero problems at all. I'm really pleased with how this new formula is burning and the strength and throw that I'm getting from the 2-wick tumblers. I have not tried the original jars. I think I've mentioned in the past that that particular style of jar is not really to my personal liking anymore. I really like the larger opening of these 2-wick tumblers. I think it helps with the disbursement of the fragrance to have a larger opening versus something that kind of, I guess, tapers a little bit towards the top. I do agree that those are very classic jars, but I don't know, I don't love them anymore. I really do like this 2-wick tumbler style, and so far, I just have been really impressed with how this new formula is doing. So for me, I'm really glad that I was able to come back to Yankee. This has definitely been a super enjoyable experience with these, you know, candles that I've purchased this year so far from them. I'm really excited to, to see what they are going to do for the holidays this year. It has also been many, many years since I have enjoyed any Yankees throughout the Christmas holiday, and I have missed my Yankee Christmas candles immensely. So it's really nice that, like, I get to experience that again this year. There are some fragrances that I used to burn when Stella was first you know, born back in 2012, 2013. There were some scents that I burned for her first couple of Christmases that I am definitely kind of looking forward to hopefully picking up again. And just kind of going back to that time where she was a young baby and, you know, like this, it's just such precious time and it goes by so fast. And, you know, just being able to smell those smells again, I think is going to be a really fun experience, not only for me, but maybe also for Stella. I'd be curious to see if any of those scents smell familiar to her in any kind of way. She was quite young when I burned those scents, but I feel like because scent is just so tied with memories that maybe it'll trigger something from maybe around age 3 or 4, but we'll see. I appreciate you guys being here. Let me know if you have any questions. Let me know what you think about Yankee Candle Harvest. Do you get red hot cinnamon from this? I don't. I don't know why they listed that note. I just don't think that's a thing with this one. So anyway, I appreciate you being here. Subscribe if you are new. Give this video a thumbs up if you found it helpful, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care. Toodaloo.